Well, good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining it. It is Monday, February the 27th, 6:30 p.m., and I call to order this City of Burnsville Planning Commission meeting. Tonight's Planning Commission meeting is being held both in person and virtually using Zoom whenever possible. The public is welcome to join us during the meeting and participate. If you attend the meeting online by Zoom, you can actually use meeting ID 823-076-8211. Once logged into the meeting, you can use the chat feature to tell the moderator which item you plan to speak to. We ask if you have audio problems to leave the meeting and rejoin. That usually fixes the issue. If you want to contact us by phone, you can call into the meeting. That's 651-372-8299. Again, you'd have to use that meeting ID, 823-0076-8211. If you haven't grabbed a pencil, that's okay. All this information and more is on our website at burnsvillemn.gov under the public meeting calendar. As usual, tonight's meeting is also viewing on BCTV and on the city's website. If you're unable to participate and would like to submit public testimony, you can do so by either emailing us here at City Hall, or you can send us a letter via regular mail. With that, I would like to transition to the agenda. You should have received a packet by email. And any changes to the agenda, commissioners?
No changes.
Seeing none, I'm going to turn it over to staff. Any changes?
No changes.
No changes by staff. Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the agenda as proposed? Motion made by Commissioner Braddock.
I'll second.
Well, second by Commissioner Wallace. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose? No, nobody opposes, so that goes unanimous. Next on the agenda is for our meeting minutes. We had a meeting on the 13th of February.
Yep,
I believe,
that is
yes.
correct.
Those minutes should have been in the packet. Any changes to the meeting minutes?
No changes.
No changes by commissioners? Any changes staff?
No changes.
Seeing none, I am going to look for a motion to accept the minutes as they were put in. Commissioner Braddock. Motion by Commissioner Braddock. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Wallace. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And that also is unanimous. And now it's time to get to the meat of the matter. We have a public hearing, and unfortunately, I don't have the right Zoom notes. Can I use your sheet?
Yes.
I'm going to cheat a little bit. Thank you. All right. It is a,
Oops, I'm sorry. Wrong one.
this isn't awkward at all. This is fine. Oh, it's a public hearing, application of Saks Burnsville LLC for a conditional use permit for an 8-foot-high chain link fence with slats and a new outdoor storage area for feral equipment and supply to store construction materials on the south side of the building located at 3401 Highway 13 West. Very excited. It is Mr. Kevin Trushinsky's first time presenting for us, and the floor is yours, Mr. Trushinsky.
Thank you, Chair. Like you said, tonight we have a public hearing for a conditional use permit for outdoor storage area for feral equipment and supply to store construction materials, and for an 8-foot-high chain link fence with slats for screening. The subject site is Zone B4, which is the Highway Commercial District, and some characteristics of that district are that it's mainly for light industrial or commercial uses, kind of along some of the main corridors of Burnsville's highway system. So this building's on the south side of that, and it's a 1.13 acre site, and it was originally developed in 1997. It's currently known to be the home of Thomas Toole and Red Wing Shoes, and the applicant has indicated that Feral Equipment plans to take over the entire site once the lease with the existing tenants is up, and later on this year, most likely. The surrounding areas are also known for their outdoor storage uses. So to the west, you have Ivy Brook Parking, which you approved last year. And then to the east is University Auto Sales, and to the south, Quality Propane. Again, all have been approved for outdoor storage uses over the years. The proposal tonight is for outdoor storage of construction materials. So the applicant has indicated that they intend to store materials such as rebar, polystyrene foam boards, and drain tiles, among other materials, in that southern outdoor storage area that I've highlighted on the screen for you. They've indicated that most of the materials will be stacked 4 feet high, with the exception of the polystyrene foam boards. Those they'll stack up to 8 feet, but they won't go over the 8 feet fence that they've requested. So they're proposing a 8-foot high chain link fence with slats to provide screening to the site. The site is required to have 100% screening as a requirement of the conditional use permit for outdoor storage. So that's where the chain link fence with slats comes into play. I'd like to also point out that there's a large amount of trees that are planted along the sides of the site here, so that's going to provide above and beyond the green space requirements and screening requirements for the site. So there will also be no impact to parking or access to the site. The site currently has more than needed parking counts, so there's no issue there. They're not losing any parking spaces with this outdoor storage use, and they've continued to go above and beyond the requirements at this site. So some things that we considered here is that outdoor storage is in line with the surrounding uses. Most businesses in that area have some form of outdoor storage use that have been approved over the years, so this is very much in line with that. The entire site greatly exceeds the green space requirements, and they'll have more than enough screening, including the building and those additional trees. So with the fence and all of that, they'll be very good to go with their screening requirements. Like I mentioned earlier, the site exceeds their parking requirements, so there will be no issues with changing of the use for this new outdoor storage use. And no modifications to the building itself are required, so it's a very minimal impact to the actual site and the surrounding area with this use. So with the conditions that I'll mention coming up, the staff is generally supportive of the use. So with that, our recommendation is that we recommend the Planning Commission recommend to the City Council approval of the conditional use permit for an 8-foot high chain link fence with slats and a new outdoor storage area for feral equipment and supply to store construction materials on the south side of the building, subject to the following conditions: that a building permit for the fence shall be attained from the city, and that no exterior signage shall be installed prior to the issuance of a sign permit. So those are fairly standard conditions that we have on an application of this nature. The building permit is standard. It's required whenever a fence is proposed to be over 7 feet in height. So with that, I can stand for any questions you might have. This is a public hearing tonight.
Great, thank you, Mr. Tuschinski. Any questions for city staff, commissioners? I'm not seeing any. Okay, it looks like a pretty good use here. With that, I believe the applicant is on Zoom, and I'd like to invite them forward to maybe tell us a little bit about the businesses coming in and some of their plans. And we'll wait patiently while they get kicked in from Zoom. I would ask that they start with giving their name and home address for the record.
Sure. Hi, my name is Derek Armstrong. I guess I'm from Holman, Wisconsin. I am a contractor hired by Feral Equipment to come in and do some work. Basically, yeah, you stated everything pretty clearly what we're looking to do. Basically, just put up a privacy fence for storage of some miscellaneous materials that Feral Equipment uses and sells.
Good deal. Thank you, Mr. Armstrong, for joining us. This is a business that sells directly to contractors. They sell to customers, or either?
Pretty much to contractors and customers that come in off the street.
So letter D, all of the above. Okay. Well, that makes sense. And I noticed that there was a fence in the back of the lot. Is that a part of your property, or is that the other property's fence back there?
There's currently a fence on two sides already up.
Okay.
We are kind of looking to basically just finish closing that in. Yeah, it's a pretty small area.
Right, right. And the fence in the back would then get the slats as well, I'm assuming?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions for the applicants, commissioners? I don't see any. Okay. With that, I will open up thank you for joining us, Mr. Armstrong. I'd like to open up the public hearing. It is a public hearing. It is 6:40 as the public hearing is being opened. Anyone on Zoom can contact the moderator, let them know that they're here to speak to this issue. And there's nobody in-house here tonight, and I'm assuming there's nobody else on Zoom. So I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing at 6:41. With that, I'm going to turn over to the commissioners for any comments. Maybe a motion, we'll see.
I think it's
Commissioner
pretty
Wallace.
straightforward, and I'd be willing to make a motion.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Wallace.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion that the Planning Commission recommend to the City Council approval of the a conditional use permit for the 8-foot-high chain link fence with slats and a new outdoor storage area for feral equipment and supply to store construction materials on the south side of the building located at 3401 Highway 13 West, subject to the following two conditions.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Wallace. Do I have a second? Commissioner Braddock. All right, second by Commissioner Braddock. All in favor of this motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And it is approved. Congratulations, Mr. Armstrong. This will move on to City Council for the March 7th meeting, which will be a Tuesday at 5:30 PM. It will be on their consent agenda, meaning it'll be in a group of agenda items that will consent all at once unless somebody wants to pull it off. I don't foresee that happening, but it is their purview. At any rate, welcome to Burnsville. Thank you for coming and joining us tonight. With that, I don't believe we have any other public hearings on the agenda. I do believe we have updates. Any updates, commissioners? Seeing none, I'm going to turn to staff. Update staff.
We do have just a couple of updates for the commission. You'll be seeing in the next meeting or two, there will be some zoning amendments coming to you. The city is in the process of working through the Lower Minnesota River Watershed District to get the city's permits that they need for grading and work within the city. And as part of that, we need to update our ordinance to meet the Lower Minnesota Watershed District. One of the primary changes to that is currently we have a permit is needed, grading permit or filling permit, if you're removing 90 cubic yards or more material. This will bring that down to 50 cubic yards of material. And rather than try to break up the city in the various different watershed districts, the proposal is going to be just to establish that new standard citywide for that. And we will have the city engineer will be here to discuss some of those changes. So not major changes, but you know, it kind of is when you think about development impacts. So that will be something that will be coming forward to you. And also, as we indicated, the residential section of the zoning ordinance that's currently being reviewed by our staff, various city staff, just to make sure that we have things corrected, like any building code type things, you know, that all of that is brought up to date. So that'll be coming before you as well. At the end of March, we have an application that will likely be before you for Jamba Juice and Auntie Anne's or Anne's pretzels. It's kind of a co type restaurant, if you will. They will not be having sit down. It's just a drive-through only. And this will be located on County Road 42, just east of the Caribou Coffee drive-through. So that's a new development. I think that they are new to the Twin Cities. Burnsville will be one of the first sites, so.
Isn't there something like that at the mall currently?
I am not
At the Mall of America, there is branches of those businesses, but I believe as standalone establishments, this is new to the area.
Right, absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, I was just thinking there was something like that at the mall, or Burnsville Mall here, but, okay.
So we'll be seeing that. We do have some other developments that are coming in. They're close to complete, but you will be having meetings and having some sizable projects before you here in the next couple of meetings.
So you're saying no more trips to Mexico?
Yep.
That's what
That's
what
right.
you're saying.
Vacations are over with
We're all-
for all of
yeah,
us.
We're
Yep.
back.
And that's it.
All right,
Thank
well,
you.
Thank you. And I know you're doing a lot of work on the watershed district, so thank you so much for all that and for the work on the city. Those are the updates, and I believe that brings us to the last item on the agenda. Commissioner Wallace.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
A motion made by Commissioner Wallace. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Braddock. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. And that concludes us for tonight. Thank you for joining us.